Hello everyone and welcome to Werven's World and welcome to part 13 of my tutorial series on X3 Terran conflict. So, a bit of a recap. I also noticed I did a couple of mistakes, so it might have been a bit confusing for you. This is also the first time I really do a big tutorial series like this, kind of as a guide, so I might have confused you at several points, and for that my apologies. So I thought it would be worth to do a bit of a recap to what we should have at this point. So, in my properties you should have a boa that we just bought, and now I have fitted it with the shield that it came with. Let's see if we can find it. The 1 × 200 megajoule shield, which is the max it can take, and it should have 4 impulse ray emitters, so you can install those in the weapons tab. So you can go to my ship, advanced weapons, and you can put them in the laser turret's front and laser turret back. Here you see the 2 lasers that are at the front. Then you can put at autopilot command console, you can put them to turret front missile defense and turret back missile defense. So we should be pretty safe from missiles, right? Alright. Then we have our Discoverer Radar there. It's now in our boa, and I just installed 4 impulse ray emitters in it. That's its main weapons, and it should have 3 1 megajoule shields. If you can't find impulse ray emitters, you might be able to buy them at Rogue's Fate in the light weapons complex. It's also not super important, but they're nice to have. Then we have the Iguana Vanguard. So we kind of just stripped it of everything, right? I accidentally stripped it of too much. Because what I personally don't like so much in this game, if you look at freight, it also includes the shields that you have equipped and the weapons that you have equipped, so that it's not just everything in your cargo hold, but also the stuff that you equipped. So I accidentally unequipped the impulse ray emitters from my Iguana, but I just went back to it and I gave it back to him. So if you now check the Iguana, it should have 2 25 megajoule shields, which is the max, and it has 1 impulse ray emitter, which I also installed in the turret and set to missile defense. Yes. Then we should have some equipment ready for the ship we are going to buy. So soon we are going to buy a battleship, a fighter ship. And for that we will need let's see, boa freight. For that we will need 3 25 megajoule shields, which we have. I actually have a bit too much. We should have 8 PBGs, plasma burst generators. You can also use different weapons. These are kind of like dangerous flamethrowers that do a lot of damage, but you have to watch out with them. And a phase repeater gun. And I actually thought I bought this in one of the first tutorial episodes, but I must have sold it. I just rebought mine at Cloud-based Southeast. There is like a light weapons production facility there, and they sell the phase repeater guns. This will be one that we will put on the turret of that ship. That's basically all you need. Feel free to completely deviate from this, but that's I'm basically following that guide, right? And this is what it suggests. So I thought I would stick to it, but I noticed I made some mistakes during the tutorials. So that said, now we can start finding it, and it will be kind of a long trek. So what I will do is I am going to go into my Discoverer Radar, advanced, change ship. There we go. We just undocked from our boa. Then I will say to my boa, orders, command console, navigation, dock at Family Pride, the shipyard. And it has a jump drive, so basically I now also have everything installed on everything. So this has, if you look here, it has a jump drive and a cargo life support system, docking computers, all that stuff. My current ship also has all of that stuff. The only ship that doesn't have it all yet is my Iguana Vanguard, and he is now flying towards TerraCorp to buy a jump drive, and then it should be very fast get all its equipment back as well. Alright, so I am now going to find that fighting ship, and that is actually quite a trek. So we will go now, and I will basically write as normal the gates that we will take in order to go there. And the reason why I now got out of the boa is the boa has a maximum speed of about 135 meters per second, and this one has 439. So it's just going to make this exploring so much easier. And once we arrive in a system that we want to be, we can just tell our boa, hey, could you jump to us? And then we dock into it. And that's a really good advantage of the boa. Also, you might have done some missions where you have to pick up a ship for someone. That's also really easy with the boa. You basically just jump to the sector, you get the ship, if it's a small ship, you load it into the boa, and then basically you jump to the sector where you need to hand it in. And it's as easy as that. If the ship is bigger and doesn't fit into the boa, you can always do freight exchange and put your jump drive of your discoverer that's docked into your boa into the ship you're picking up, then jump that ship to the system where you need to hand it in, then dock your raider again in your boa, then jump with the boa, then exchange again the jump drive to your raider, and then you can very easily hand in the ship again to the person that wants it. I hope that makes sense. Basically this boa gives us a lot of options to do a lot of missions very, very, very fast, which is really nice. So let's see. And for those who have played of League of Legends, we are now in Cho's defeat. It had to happen at some point. What I was just doing, I was checking if this building mission was worth it. Because I would like to do a tutorial on building missions, but basically the station cost me 2 million and I only get 800 back, and at the moment I'll need money for my new ship, so at some point I'll do a tutorial. Because the building missions can be super lucrative, but yeah, not always. Alright, so as you can see the Iguana Vanguard just arrived in Terracorp, so we can now say that it should have a jump drive. And the bioscanner, and the CETA it already has, trading system extension, transporter device. And now I'm going to bring it somewhere so it can get energy cells, and then it's ready to jump to the system so I can buy the rest of its equipment. So it's gonna go to ore belt, solar power plant, I'm going to dock here because I see some enemies and I need to save. Would be good to save now. Because if I died I would have to go all the way back because I haven't docked in the meantime. So make sure that you either have salvage insurance or that you dock once in a while. It's important. Right. They're kind of blocking my way to the gate. But almost crashed into an asteroid as well. See if I can sneak through really fast. There we go. Luckily we have a really fast ship. There. Now we are in the beautiful system called Nyana's Hideout. And we actually want to go to the next system, but I will first now let my other ship jump here. My boa, so I can dock into that. Orders, command console, navigation, jump to sector, Nyana's Hideout, and that one. So it should be arriving soon. And the reason I want to have this one is so that I can trade some equipment with the ship that we're going to buy. Because now I have 2 copies of every piece of equipment, right? Like in my boa and in this Discoverer that I'm flying now. There. That was easy. I'm going to dock one more time to save. So now we are going to Omicron Lyrae, which is a system where actually a story thing starts. It's called the Terran plot. And that it's an interesting plot. It's a lot of fighting, and that's what we need a fighter for, so we can start doing some shooting. There, now we get a mission for this thing, and we can only do that for a little while. Like, we have to do it fairly fast. But I'm first going to go to the shipyard in order to buy our ship. Then we will accept that mission. There we go. There, and the ship that we want is the Nova Raider S. It's fairly expensive, but we still have enough money left over. And we want one of these. Then we've got an awesome ship to do a lot of stuff with. So what we will then do is to give it a lot of extensions. Trade scanner, mineral scanner, navigation command software, this one, trading system extension so that we can still trade all the time, and we should upgrade its engine tuning and rudder because it will be fighting. But I'm also gonna extend its cargo. So as you see, we don't have that much money left over. And what we're also going to do is now land the ships your Nova Raider, advance change ship, and then I'm going to trade with... Oh, no, don't want to trade away my boa. I want to advanced freight exchange, and then I want to get the rest of the things. So I want a bioscanner and all that kind of stuff. A triplex scanner, cargo life support, jump drive, transporter, all the good stuff I want. And then I am going to take, let me see, I want 3 of the 25 megajoule shields. Then I want 1 PRG, which is the phase repeater gun, and then I want the 8 PBGs that I bought at that pirate base. And then it's going to get a bit complicated. Then there's a Discoverer Raider, which will do freight exchange with the BOA. And then I will put everything into the BOA again, because I won't be needing my scout ship for now, but at some point we will need to do the equip the scout again. So then we have our ship. In the meantime, I'm going to fly towards that base. And let's see, advanced weapons. So we can install all these lasers. Plasma burst generator. There we go, and then we're gonna put the PRG in the back. So, perfect. And then in autopilot, I'm going to put my turrets. Oh, I didn't take the flight command software. I can probably buy it here in the... yes, I can. Good. I didn't take that from the previous... from the BOA. Didn't I take the docking computer? Yes, I did. Ah, now it works. Okay, good. So I will take the flight command software, MK2, thank you. And then we can do command. There we go. Hey, do we also need MK1 for that? I never knew that. Oh, I took the trade command. Oh, that's a waste of money. Trying things too fast. Autopilot, command, turret, missile defense, turret, yes. Awesome, now we can talk to the person that we needed to talk to, Daryl Onheim. So if you run out of time, you can't accept it, at some point they will offer it to you again, so it's not a big problem. And then I can tell him I would like to take part in the escort. Glad to hear it. I've added you to the flight group and updated your missing briefing. Have a safe journey, pilot. My mission: follow Argon Eclipse. Okay. I can do that. So you can see here my weapon. They have a lot of area of effect, so watch out when you use them. That's not a whole bad idea that I just said. Maybe I should save actually a little bit. So when you right click you use your weapon, but be careful with the weapon. It's that you're not hitting any friendlies. That's why other people prefer other weapons, but it's up to you to find out. So now it's just following the ship. You can actually click on it and do autopilot follow. I might put up the voices a little bit, because now I can't hear anything.
Xenon activity has been on the increase, especially near the Terran border. The mission should be uneventful unless the Xenon decide to crash the party. Check your systems and form up!
Autopilot activated. Autopilot off.
So if you want to see what our ship looks like, actually, it's this guy here. You can see the turret we installed on the back to intercept all the missiles. Not sure if that's anything.
Terran transport is inbound. Loading mission guidance information to your head-up display.
There we go.
This is Terran Transport T9 Alpha en route to Sector Heretic's End. I understand you're our escort.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be looking after you guys on your trip home.
I hope you are all better than our last escort group. I was under the impression that the Argon military are a bunch of jokers. Iovis out.
Arrogant little... Let's move out!
So now we have to escort her to orbital defense system.
Terran scabbard.
So now you see why I normally put the voices down, because otherwise I can't explain anything.
Autopilot activated. Autopilot off. No aim. Gate, circle of labor. Entering system, circle of labor.
Latest reports indicate there are no xenon on our flight path.
No AGI detected in the vicinity. We'll let you know if we see any.
With respect, ma'am, your scanners have a slightly larger range while ours offer clearer information. If the xenon jump in, you won't be able to tell if it's a ship or a rock any faster than we can.
Stop your grinning and drop your linen! We got incoming fighters!
Sending course to engage the enemy.
There. See if we can beat them. So now there's a cross, so they're not in range yet. But that's kind of the area where you should aim. So now I'm just holding the left mouse button and kind of dragging it around to steer.
Target is now in fire. You are being promoted.
There. And that's why we bought this ship and not
Ore
those
mine
PVGs.
M Gamma.
If you have IREs like the impulse ray emitters, this would actually be much more of a challenging fight, so it's up to you what you want, of course. Challenging fights might also be way more fun. But yeah, this that's what I said before, right? Like at the beginning of this tutorial series, this is a way of getting a lot of money fast, getting pretty far up in the game in the sense of money and power. We haven't explored half of the options of the game yet. Like, we haven't even touched on station building and influencing the economy and getting all the ships and making your own fleet with wings and all that kind of stuff. But now at least you've seen like a fair amount of mechanics, and you should be able to find your own way into in the game now. And if you can't find a specific mechanic, then like the forums or the Wikipedia the wiki should help you out a lot. So I think actually that this will be the last episode of this tutorial series or this guide, because now you should have a good understanding of the game in order to kind of find your way around. I will probably release some more tutorials, especially regarding, for example, best buy locator, best sell locator, building stations for missions, building stations for yourself, maybe an overview of equipment and that kind of stuff, but it won't really be in a guide form. Yeah, so please let me know what you thought of it. This is the first kind of guide I've ever done in my life. I did some tutorials for other games, but not in this kind of broad sense where we really go through the game and play it. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. If you think it would be interesting to see me playing further, like in kind of a let's play format and me trying to build my empire in this game, I'd be happy to do that if there's any interest. If you have some questions regarding specific things you would like to see tutorials on, I'm also very happy to help you with that. Like I could maybe make some tutorial videos for that. And for the rest, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm just going to complete this mission, and then I guess it's time to say goodbye.
We found Alpha. Terran seperate.
So at the moment my iguana can buy some energy cells. So remember
Energy cells are the unified energy storage energy cell.
This is, as you might remember, because of the trading extension that I can trade for my iguana even though I'm not there. That's something we did in one of the first episodes. So now the iguana has energy cells. So for example, it can jump to Terran Prime and get some cool stuff. Jump and fly to station, Terran Prime, equipment dock.
Docking
That's where we
granted.
got the dock.
Command
last
accepted. Autopilot activated.
So the cool thing about this ship is that it actually also fits into the boa. So once I've done this mission, I'll show that, and I guess that would be a good time to end it. So then we basically have a mobile base with a freighter, like the boa itself can carry a fair amount of stuff.
Autopilot
then
off.
there is the scout, which can do things like asteroid missions and stuff really fast. Then we've got this this combat ship that then can do a lot of fighting missions and so on. So we really will be very
Gate.
versatile.
Heretics end.
Also, because we've got the iguana, for example, we can, let's say a station wants to have energy cells or whatever, and we know where to find them. Then we can send our iguana to go there, buy them, and deliver them for us. So we don't even have to be involved at some point anymore, like directly. We can just direct our little empire to do things.
Entering system. Heretics end.
Check your scanners. We have incoming fighters.
Xenon N.
Confirmed. It looks like a small attack group. They're heading this way.
Target is now in firing.
The Terran people thank you for your help in eliminating this threat.
So this is also a way of getting a reputation.
Xenon M. You have gained Xenon N. You are being promoted. Target is now in firing. No aim. Gate. Circle.
That's the last of them. Damn AGI. They always send a shiver down my spine. Resetting course for Heretics End.
You have gained recognition.
Let's say that you would accidentally shoot at a station or something, or at a big ship.
Rhymes
You can always
back.
You are talking to the
call
automated
them
interaction
and
system.
then, apologize. Sometimes that works in order to prevent them from really disliking you.
Terran. Scabbard. Autopilot activated.
So in the meantime, we also have our sector traders.
Mercury
So
is the latest addition to the Argon merchant
Ta-da.
fleet.
Once
and
they
it
get
is a-
level 10, they can actually jump 2 sectors, as far as I'm aware. So then you can make them again into a sector trader. You can kind of refresh the order, and then they can even find better deals.
Mercury is the latest. Autopilot off. Autopilot activated. Autopilot off.
The other missions will be more interesting. This is just the escort mission to kind of get
You are
used to-
being promoted.
to get used to the controls. So here, now I got a wholesaler thing, and that's because I am...
Thank you for the escort. You guys were not that bad. Come to think of it, we could use some of you. AGI, that's Xenon to you, I guess, have been attacking this sector for the last month. The USC and ATF are holding out fine, but anyone with experience fighting the Xenon would be of some use to us. Lieutenant Gellert, do you have anyone in mind?
All of these pilots have had experience fighting the Xenon. I can't imagine any of them wanting the job, though. No offense, but side-switching is not part of Argon character. I think we're done here. G'day, Mum. Good work today, pilots. Dismissed.
So, right. Yeah, what I wanted to say, at some point you can also transform your sector traders into universe traders. Check the wiki for more information, or I might actually do a tutorial on that at some point, once mine are high enough level. But that actually brings some dangers with it, because they might just jump to dangerous zones and get attacked and get destroyed, and you lose millions in the process. So it's not necessarily risk-free, so you can actually assign escort wings and all that, or you can just not make a universe trader but just a sector trader for a couple of sectors. It's completely up to you, but I might make a tutorial on that later. So now we actually have unlocked the Terran campaign, and we can continue it by talking to Aaron Iovis, but there's no time limit, so now you don't have to rush anymore. So this mission will be there until you accept it, so that's perfect. I might go back.
Gate Circle of Labor. Autopilot off.
I'm gonna go back to the BOA. And of course always
BOA.
save often. That's my biggest tip.
Command accepted. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
There we go. So now we've got a BOA with a fighter ship, a scout ship. We've got our Iguana, who is now in the Paranit equipment dock because she wants the docking computer. Docking computer
Docking
there.
computer installed.
That's it. Actually, our current ship, I think, has a XL cargo. BOA.
BOA is one of the few transport ships.
It's got an XL cargo, so it can actually transport ore, which others can't. So you could even mine with it and transport ore to systems that need it and make some cash like that if you would like to. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I think, yeah, so I think I'll put the guide to a stop here. So please let me know what you thought about it. Constructive criticism is always welcome for me to improve these kind of things. Tell me if you would like tutorials on specific things. Tell me if you would like to see a let's play of this thing. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing it, and well, hope to see you at some of my other videos. So see you later.